So the Los Angeles Lakers are coming off of a great win today against the Detroit Pistons, winning 133 to 107. The Lakers love to blow out the bad teams in the league. Problem is that that's the only teams that they're really blowing out. The Lakers have had some solid wins, against the Phoenix Suns, the Cleveland Cavaliers, but we have yet to really put it together in a sense of where we can comfortably beat or compete with the upper echelon teams. I think the Lakers are a good team. They clearly are a good team because they are doing their job and handling the good to bad teams. But when you get to those mid-tier teams to the upper echelon teams, the contending teams, I have my concerns with the Lakers being able to compete with that, right? We've seen the Lakers really struggle and just get blown out by some of the better teams in the league. They do feel like they are starting to put it together a little better and that they're playing better. I know the last game they got completely destroyed and demolished. Some of that I chalk up to just it was a bad game. And some of it I chalk up to the team shot insanely hot and the lights out. But I love that the Lakers were able to just kind of dust that off, not really buy too into it. Pistons were on a 14-game losing streak at home. You know that they wanted to come out and just make things difficult for the Lakers. But the Lakers handled business. However, Lakers have another game tomorrow against the Oklahoma City Thunder. To me, that is a real game with a real test that I want to see the Lakers win. But the real standout, right? You had several guys that were really good in this game. Again, great team win as a whole by the Lakers. I loved what we saw in that department. But the MVP was D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell was spectacular this game. 35 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 13 of 17 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Got to make it free throws, but 4 or 5. 2 blocks, 1 steal, and only 3 turnovers, plus 31. Talked about this. I love that D'Lo could go give you 30 plus on any given night and still give you 8 to 10 assists. Every time he scores 30 or close to it, he still gives you 8 to 9 assists. And that's one of the things that I think is great about D'Angelo Russell is that he can do that. He can kind of keep that balance of I can go get my buckets, I can go score, but I can also maintain and keep people involved, keep people engaged. And look, when D'Lo is on like this, he's up there with the best of them. The problem is consistency has been a big issue. Now, D'Lo has been better and more consistent than Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves having another struggle of a game today. 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from three-point range, 2 turnovers, 4 assists, 6 points, 3 rebounds. I've talked about this. We've had, one game in which both guys actually came to play at the same time. I'd love start stringing some games together where both D'Lo and Reeves play well. But D'Lo has shown that he can be a very valuable, very important piece. I still believe the Lakers are going to trade him at some point. I do feel like part of this is just good for upping his trade value, right? Team seeing this going okay, what could he do with us if he's in a bigger role? However, D'Lo has been pretty solid defensively. Again, he's not great. He's not anything special on that end, but he's getting after it. He's getting deflections. He's helping set traps. He's been serviceable, right? He's been good enough for when we get Vando back, when we get Cam Reddish out there. It's just, can D'Lo consistently put it together? Can he game in and game out give us, not 35, obviously, but can he game in and game out give us that 17 to 20 points? He's averaging 17 a game, but it's because he'll have one game where he gives you 20 and the next game he gives you 5. And then he'll have another game where he gives you, 17. And then he'll have another game where he gives you 2. And then he has a game where he gives you 35. And it's tomorrow, what are we going to get from D'Lo? I'm not expecting 35 again from D'Lo, but is he going to give us, 10 points on 2 of 12 from shooting? That's the real concern. Can he find his groove enough to really get into the flow of things? To really kind of be that consistent third guy for the Lakers. Now, if D'Lo wants to stay on the Lakers, he needs to figure that out. Because in all honesty, if D'Lo can put it together and consistently be that guy, and give you 15 to 17 a game and give you, 6 to 8 assists a game, and Reeves continues to struggle the way he is struggling, again, Reeves will have games where he's brilliant. And then he has games where, more so than the latter, is where he's just not very good. D'Lo is the better playmaker. He's been the better assist guy. He's been the better defender between the two. Again, neither of them are great, but Reeves has basically been an open door on defense where D'Lo at least is making the efforts and trying on both sides. D'Lo has also been the better three-point shooter thus far this season. Even the games that Reeves has been good, he's struggled to shoot the three. Like, he's had games where he's given you 20 and he's like 1 of 5 from 3. So there is an argument that D'Lo, if he can find that groove and find that rhythm, to trade Reeves over D'Lo, which Chicago wants, right? Also, one of the big things about Reeves is his ability to close down the stretch alongside LeBron James. He's been really good at that for the Lakers and been a big part of that. However, if you go get a Zach LaVine or a DeMar DeRozan, then Reeves, you don't need that from Reeves as much. Now, I know there's the concerns from D'Lo about playoffs and stuff, but he also wouldn't be the third option anymore. He'd be the fourth. And now you got that guy that could be a playmaker, so it's not all on LeBron James, right? Because even if you keep Gabe Vincent isn't a great playmaker. Just a thought, right? Not saying necessarily I want them to trade Reeves, but I was asked in the post-game stream, right now, if I'm going for an NBA championship, who would I rather have right now, D'Lo or Reeves? And the correct answer right now is D'Lo. It is. D'Lo has just been better thus far. And it's not even just this game. I'm talking about, period. He's been better on both sides of the ball. He's the better playmaker. If you go get a DeMar or a LaVine, you're going to need somebody to be that playmaker. Reeves has struggled mightily in that playmaker role. He's had moments and stuff, but for the most part, it's one thing to find the open man. It's another thing to actually make plays and generate offense for others, which D'Lo has done a good job of. I mean, look at that game in which LeBron didn't play. I mean, he put on an absolute clinic, just shredding the defense. So I do think D'Lo, long-term wise, I think you're better off with Reeves, just because financially, as well as I do think Reeves will turn it around at some point. But can D'Lo be consistent? That's the biggest problem with D'Lo and Reeves. Everyone knows D'Lo can score the basketball. Everyone knows D'Lo can shoot the basketball. Everyone knows D'Lo can make plays. But the reason he's not viewed as a better player, and the reason he's not in the conversation with many of the other, I'm not even talking like top 5, top 10 guys, but just like the better guys in this league, is because of the lack of consistency. Right? Like, the reason we need a LaVine or a DeMar DeRozan is because night in and night out, those guys are going to give you 20 to 30 on a regular basis. And you know that even on their bad nights, right, if DeMar is having a bad night, he's still going to give you 18 to 20. Like, his bad night is, on many nights, D'Lo's best night. Like, and that's the difference, right? But when D'Lo can consistently provide what we need from him, the Lakers are tough to beat. Every time D'Lo scores 17 plus points, the Lakers win. I mean, not literally every time, but the Lakers have some like 80% win rate or something crazy like that. Whenever D'Lo scores 17 or more, the Lakers are nearly impossible to beat outside of like a couple rare occasions when he goes and gives you 27 to 30, when LeBron and AD play also, right? I mean, I know he had that game and then against the Knicks last year, we had 33 and it was just him and AD. But again, when you have LeBron, AD, and D'Lo, and all three of those guys play well, history this last year and a quarter have shown you the Lakers are going to smack you. The Lakers are going to beat you. And so if D'Lo can find that groove, it's great that he's averaging 17, but if you just looked at like his stats this year, you'd look at him and go, okay, like D'Lo's been pretty good. Like, right, he's giving you what you need from a third option perspective. But if you've actually watched the games, you would know that's not really the case, right? Again, on the surface, he's giving you 17.6 points, 3.5 rebounds, 6.4 assists on 49.2 shooting. That's excellent, right? Like, again, on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop. Sorry. No, but in all seriousness, right? Like that's good, right? Great stats. 3-point range, he's back up to 40% this season. He's at 39.8% on 5.4 attempts. As I mentioned, he's been shooting the ball better. So, on the surface, he looks great. But if you actually watch the games, and you watch game in and game out, you realize that the average is that, right? He's averaging 17 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and all that stuff. But he's not giving you that consistently on a night-to-night basis. And that's the difference. We need D'Lo to consistently give us that production, give us that value. If he can find that groove consistently, I know I've said consistently a lot, but that's the problem. Consistency. I mean, it's been the problem for the Lakers, period. Outside of like LeBron James, nobody has been consistent. It's like one guy will have a great game and then the next 3 games he's terrible. D'Lo's been more consistent than many of the others, but it's still not consistent in the sense of what we need him to be. And my hope is that he kind of figures it out, gets into the fold of things, and he can find his stride, because we need him this season. If he's good, the Lakers are usually good, and the Lakers usually win. There's just questions and concerns about him showing up against like the better elite guards. And then also on the road, he's been terrible. He's been very good at home. In LA, he's been very good. But on the road, he has struggled and not been great. But he finally got that road win, and he finally got that great road win, right? He finally got that game on the road where things were cooking, and he was looking good. So is this the moment that D'Lo finally finds his stride? Is this where he finally starts putting games together? Look, everyone has bad games, right? I have no problem if D'Lo on the occasion has a game where he's like 2 of 12 from the field and gives you, 6 points or something. That's fine. But it can't be this like 1 or 2 games where he's really good, and then 1 or 2 games where he's really bad, and then he has a good game, and then he has 2 or 3 bad games. And then we need to see him put it together. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What did you think of D'Lo's performance tonight? Do you think he can finally start hitting his stride, kind of figuring it out, getting it together, be the guy we need him to be? Do you think no, right? Like D'Lo is just, he is who he is. He's not that consistent night in and night out kind of guy. Like I mentioned, I don't need him to give us 30 a night. Just, can he be a lock for 15? Right? That's not a lot, right? I mean, for his standards, he's a guy that averaged 17. Right? He can average the 17, but can he give it to us where he's essentially a lock? Where, 9 out of 10 games, he's going to give you 15 to 17. I would much rather that. I'd rather him be on a regular, even 12 points, right? If every night I knew D'Lo was going to give us 12 points and 6 assists, I'd be like, we got to keep him, right? Like, because again, as the third option, he's giving you 12 points every single night, and then he's also giving you 6 assists every single night. Then, I mean, he's contributing to like 30 points a game. I'm okay with that. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate you all. See you in the next one. Thank you.